Hello, welcome back. I'm Abhishek De Silva, an undergraduate of the Jama Institute for Advanced Technology. From today onwards, I'm going to discuss 50 questions related to DBMS, which covers the whole syllabus of the subject Database Management System 1 of the university. So without much more conversations, let's start from the question 1. The data of all the students and teachers of Bindu Mahavidyalaya are stored in books. As a result, some data has been destroyed. Therefore, the principal of the school has decided to enter the data of all the students and teachers in the school into computer software. The software was commissioned by AISoft, and assume you work as a software engineer for that company, and the part you are assigned is to create the database. To do this, create a database using the information below. So the summary of the question is to create a database to the school mentioned in the question by using the information they have provided. So let's have a look on the questions. First question says us to create a database called SchoolDB to store teacher and student data. And it's very simple. And in the second question, they tells us to create a table called student to store students data, and they have given some instructions to follow. And in the third question, they says us to create a table called teacher to store teachers data, and therefore they have given some instructions to follow. Today I'm gonna use Heidi for this question. So let's open Heidi software. At first, we have to create the database inside the database management system. So this is the database management system, and these are the databases that I have created. And let's create the database. Right click on the database management system and then click on create new and then database. So let's give the database name. They have given us the database name as SchoolDB and nothing to change, and then click OK. So let's see whether the database has created. Of course, here it is. Now we have completed the first question, and then let's move to the second question. It tells us to create a table called student to store students data. So then let's create the student table first. Now come back into the Heidi software, and here's the database we have created. Right click on the database and then create new, select table. Now let's have a look on the instructions they have given. In the question, they have given the table name as student. So the table name is student, and then they tell us that these are the columns that we have to insert to this table. At first, we have to insert the column name index number with the data type varchar and length 10. To add columns to this table, we have to click on this add button here, and then the columns are created. And then let's give the name, and then let's set the data type to varchar and the length. Okay. Let's remove this tick on all of null and make the default as no default value. And then next column is first name with the data type varchar and with the length 45. Likewise, the last name varchar with the length 45. Now let's create those two columns as before. Click on this add button, and then we have to give the name of the column, this name, and the data type is varchar. Set the length to 45, and then the last name column, data type varchar, the length 45. So the next column is the gender column with the data type varchar and with the length 10. As before, let's click on this add button and have a new column, and let's type the column name varchar and the length, let's set it to 10. And next we have the contact number as the next column, and the data type as varchar and the length as 10. Click on the add button and then insert the name and length to 10. And at last we have the column name as address, data type as varchar and length as 60. attributes data type as Vacha and the length as 60. So now we have created a table using all these information they have provided, and then let's complete the table. As a relation in the database, it should contain a primary key. Let's see which columns are qualified to bear a primary key. The index number, yes, it is qualified as one student get one index number and the index number is not duplicating, and the first name is duplicating as some students have the same name. Likewise, the last name also can be duplicated, and the gender also can be duplicated, and the contact number, it also can be duplicated as two students can have the same guardian. Normally in a school they use the contact number of the guardian, so in this case we can't use the contact number as the primary key and also the address. Let's make the index number as the primary key. Select this row and right click on it, and then go to create new index, click on primary, and now we have created the primary key. We have set the primary key to index number column, and we have done with this relation. So let's save this. Here you can see the student table has created. In the data we can see the columns we have created. So then let's move to the next question. The third question, it tells us to create a table called teacher to store teacher's data, and they have given some instructions as the instructions they have given in the previous table. So let's have a look on the instructions. They have given the table name as teacher. They have given us with some columns as teacher, register number and first name and last name, gender, contact number, and also with the email, and they have given the data type as Vacha for all the columns, and they have given some lengths to those columns. So then let's create this table also as we did earlier. Click on the database we have created, and then right click on it and come to create new and select on table. So then let's give the name of the table. It tells in the instruction that the name of the table is teacher, and as we did before, click on this add button to add column. The first column is teacher reg number. In the questions column is teacher reg number. We added there, and the data type as Vacha and length as to text. So then let's add that to and length to text. Click on this allow null button and it not null, and do the default as no default. And then the next column is the first name column, data type Vacha with the length 45. Likewise, the last name, data type Vacha, length 45. Click on this add button and add new column, and then give the column name as first name, data type Vacha, and the length to 45. The default is set to no default, and then click on this add button again, and then give the column name as last name. The data type is Vacha and the length is 45, and then the next column is gender with the data type Vacha and with the length 10, and also the contact number with data type Vacha and length 10. Gender, data type Vacha and the length set to 10. The contact number, data type to Vacha and the length set to 10. And at last they have given the column name as email, data type as Vacha and the length as to 50. Type the name of the column as email, data type to Vacha and the length 50, and the default as no default. As in the question, now we have created the relation name teacher with these columns, and then let's complete the table. So as I told before, we have to give a primary key to a relation. I gave you an idea about the primary key. The primary key is a single or a group of fields or columns that can uniquely identify a row in a table. Qualified columns in this relation to bear a primary key are teacher register number, contact number, and the email. The teacher register number is unique number to that teacher. No one teacher have the same register number, and also the contact number. The contact number is unique number to that person, and also the email is unique to that person. So let's have a brief discussion about why the other columns are not qualified to bear the primary key. First name can be duplicated as same name can have several teachers. The last name also, and the gender, we all know the gender is duplicating. So you can choose the column to use the primary key from these three columns: the teacher register number, contact number, and the email. Choose one. I'm choosing the teacher register number as the primary key. Right click on it and go to create new index and then primary. Now the table is complete, so then let's click on save. Now you can see here is the table we created, teacher, and let's have a look on data. and here are the columns we have created. So now we have discussed the whole first question. If I summarize it, at first we create the database as SchoolDB, and then we created the relation as student by following the instructions that they have given in the question. At last we created the relation named teacher. In creating the teacher relation too, we use the instructions that they have given, and in addition we gave the primary keys to those relations. This is the database we created before, and this is the student table, and this is the teacher table. So then let's meet with another video, the second question, and bye for now.